Welcome back, friends, to the UNA Lunch Hour here at 306 Barbecue in downtown Florence. Next up, we're talking some UNA volleyball with head coach Tristan Johnson. Now 8-4 in Atlantic Sun play after a split at home this past weekend. First, downing Central Arkansas, who came into the bank in second place. And then we dropped the Sunday match against North Florida. But first thing is we welcome in Coach Johnson. Congratulations, sir. Contract extension announced on Monday. I know you got to be thrilled to be here at UNA for the long term.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just really appreciate Dr. Kitts, Dr. Looney, and their belief in myself. And, I talked about it in the release, but just it's a good testament to the kids and the staff and just everybody that's really played a role in what we've been able to do over the last 2 3/4, almost 3 seasons now. And so, yeah, I love being here. My family's happy, wife's happy. We really enjoy living in the Shoals, and it's been an awesome time, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to talk for a second about what you've accomplished since you got here. In the first 4 years of Division I volleyball, UNA won 18 total matches, including 8 in ASUN play. In the 2.5 going on 3 full years that Coach Johnson's been here, 44 wins, 20 wins in ASUN play, including our best season last year. All conference players, you should have 2, 3, maybe even 4 this year. It's been remarkable what you've done, and I think it's really shown in the crowds that have showed up to watch you guys play.
Yeah, I can remember when I first got here, one of the big conversations that I had with the team was people in the community, fans, want to watch people compete. You don't have to. I mean, it's like, Wednesday, the Central Arkansas game. I'm very happy that we came out with the win, obviously, but people want to watch competition. They want to watch people compete. They understand wins and losses happen. And obviously, we want to win every game we play in, don't get me wrong, but at the core of it is you got to compete every time you go out on the floor, and people will come back to watch it again. And another big piece to that was getting fans down in the lower bowl. That was a big thing for me when I first got here, dealing with talking with facility people and getting with Josh on the courtside seating for fans and student athletes and people to be as close to the action as possible. Volleyball is a really fast game, and the farther away you are, the less crazy it can seem, but you get down near the action, and there's a lot going on. So, I think the crowds have been huge. I think the bank, I've heard this from other coaches in the league, it's the most difficult place to play for volleyball just because of the crowds we can get and the atmosphere that can be created.
Man, and what an atmosphere it was, and what a fun match to watch last Wednesday for the fans, but maybe not so much for you, a little more stressful on your side. But let's just talk about that. You fall behind 2-0, close second set that we drop, and then come back in the third set, won it in extras to survive, and then dominated the fourth set, won the fifth set pretty handily. I mean, what has that been like for you as a coach, just to try to regroup from that 2-0 deficit and to come back and get a win in 2 matches in a row like that?
Yeah, I told him we don't have to do this every time. This doesn't have to be the way that it goes. I appreciate the toughness, but we can make this a lot simpler. But yeah, I think it's a true testament to the character of the kids. In that match we had 4 freshmen on the floor at times, and for them our setter was a freshman. That was her first true start. Our libero was a freshman. Reese Ricketts is a freshman. Autumn Holmes came in the middle of the third and had 3 blocks in a row that I thought really changed the momentum of the match. That's 4 true freshmen right there that were in the match and played key roles. And so, when you're able to win big matches like that and have kids that are here for the long haul that are true freshmen, I think that obviously is really exciting. So, I think, if you look at, we were down 0-2 to Lipscomb, came back in, had a close one on the road in 5. We were down 0-2 to Austin Peay, came back in 1 in 5. We were down 0-2 to Queens, came back in 1 in 5. Same thing with Central Arkansas. So, again, it's not the way that I would prefer that it goes, but I think it shows the character of the team, the never give up mentality, things like that are really important, especially if you want to win a championship at the end of the year, because you're going to have to win tough matches. And so our ability to be confident in the fact that we can be down, be backs against the wall and still come back and get the win, I think is something that hopefully is going to be really exciting and bode well for us as we get to the finish line of the season.
We've got a lot of players to talk about with you, and you just mentioned the freshmen, so let's segue to that.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about Reese Ricketts. She won another ASUN Freshman of the Week this week. She's got to be the front runner for ASUN Freshman of the Year, no doubt about that. All conference honors for her coming for sure. Audrey Small has very quietly been one of the best liberos in the league. She's top 4 in most every libero major category. And then you mentioned the freshman setter, Kinsley McGowan. I mean, she's come in big spots the last 2 weekends, played great for you. This freshman class, are you surprised at the high level that they've been able to compete? I mean, this team is sitting in the top portion of the league.
Not necessarily. I mean, I was really excited about this group. When you got 8 freshmen, that's a lot of kids. And, to hit the mark on 8 people is not easy to do in the recruiting world. And so, but to say that, I mean, one of the big things for me was I wanted to recruit winners. That was something that was really important to me, is I wanted the kids we brought into the program to have experienced winning at a high level, whether that's in club or high school, or whatever the case may be. And Kinsley McGowan's a 2-time state champion in the state of Tennessee. She's 3rd all-time in career assists in the state of Tennessee. Audrey Small won championships at a very high level in the club world. Reese Ricketts, same thing. Her 18th year finished top 3 in nationals and for USAV for club, and also took her team farther in the state tournament than they had ever been in school history her senior year. So it was just really important for me to bring in winners, because winning's contagious, and if you have that mentality and that experience of winning, then you're hungry for it. And so that was something that I thought was really important about this group. And even the sophomore group, really all the girls that we were able to bring in, Jasmine's the same way as a transfer, just bringing in winners, girls that had won before and had that experience of winning, and quite frankly had the expectation of winning, because, like I said, that's a mindset, that's a mentality. And so to bring those kids in here was really exciting. I've been really proud of their growth. I mean, from where we were when we played Auburn the first weekend, all those kids you mentioned played that weekend, and how far they've come from then till now. Kinsley didn't play for, from our home tournament against Jacksonville State. She did not play, sparingly serving every now and then, but didn't really play setting really until when we played UCA. And so the thing that was really cool about her is, she never complained. She never came in and griped. She never pitched a fit. She just did her job every day. And I think, again, that's just a testament to the character that she has. And I think really she has a chance to be one of the best setters to play here, in my opinion, when her career's over, because just of her mentality. Again, she's a winner, and she wants to be better, and she's a competitive kid.
Going back to Reese real quick, I never will forget you and I sitting in your office. I guess it was last volleyball season, and you were like, it was before a match, and so you're getting ready to play, and you say, hey, come around, you got to watch this girl. She's coming here next season. And it was Reese Ricketts.
Yeah.
And I remember being blown away by her athleticism. I'm just wowed by it. Seeing her in person, it's remarkable just how talented she is.
Yeah, she's a good kid, man. I mean, it's a heavy load. I mean, for a true freshman to be our 6th rotation outside hitter, pass in every rotation, play defense, carry the load that she's carried. She's a really good kid. She's a competitive kid. She listens, she learns, and so it's really been fun to see her blossom. And to your point, I was really excited about her coming into the season. I thought that she had all of the tools to be what she's been doing so far, and the exciting thing is we got 3 more years of it. So, and hopefully that continues to grow and maturate as she continues to train and get. I mean, she hasn't even spent an off season in the weight room yet. So, just really excited about what she's done. Excited about where her trajectory is as we go through the rest of the season, and just what she's been able to do.
And, Coach, it's been amazing. And we talked about it Monday. We probably had 3 different girls that could have got Freshman of the Week in the A-Sun, and Kinsley. 98 assists over the last 2 games. I mean, that's just unreal. And but let's talk about how well she's done setting up certain hitters. We haven't even talked about Jasmine Brooks yet, who had 35 kills against Central Arkansas. That was 1 off the all-time school record, set on the 2003 national championship team. First player to ever have 30 kills at the Division I level. Talk about Jasmine and her performance, and how Kinsley's really helped set her up.
Yeah, I mean, Jazz has just really blossomed over the last 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, she really has her confidence has just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown, and so it's been really cool. Even in the North Florida match, I mean, she had 21 kills in 4 sets. I mean, she still had a phenomenal match. In that match, and they really locked in on trying to slow her down. And she's just a kid that you can't slow down. I mean, she has every shot in the book. She really trains hard, wants to be better. I mean, she's one of those kids that, even as a 5th-year senior that played in the SEC for 4 years and as talented as she is, every time you coach her, the first thing out of her mouth is, okay. It's never a well or a but or an argument. It's not even a conversation. It's okay, because she just wants to get better. She wants to listen, and to have a kid like that with that level of experience and talent, it's really good from a leadership perspective, just for the younger kids to see that and go, oh, she's that good and she still wants to learn and get better. That should say a lot. So, really felt she got snubbed a little bit this week with her performance and not getting an accolade, but is what it is. It's really, again, those things are what they are, but just really proud of the way that she's performed over the last few weeks. And then as far as Kinsley goes, 98 assists, she had 55. I think that's a record for sure. It's a career record, obviously, for her. But 55 assists in that Central Arkansas match, that's a lot. That's 11 assists a set. Those are big-time numbers. So, just really excited for where she's going and her trajectory and all those kinds of things. So, and we were actually laughing about it in the locker room after the UCA match was over. I said, man, Kinsley, you have 55 assists. You need to look at Jasmine and thank her because she gave you over half of those. So,
Adding to the great accomplishment from Jasmine Brooks, those 35 kills, the fourth most in a 5-match set at the Division I level this season. So pretty remarkable what she did. Yep. All right, Coach, another home weekend coming up this weekend, and it's senior day. Mm-hmm. Let's start with that right there. This senior class, what can you say about them?
Oh man, I mean this senior class there's I don't know that words can really do justice for this group. I mean, Katie Floyd is the last player on the roster that was here when I got here, and what she's been able to do, her leadership, her loyalty, her maturity, her work ethic, everything. I mean, she really has been a rock for us, and I really can't say enough about how much I appreciate her, what she's done, again, who she is, and just the loyalty that she's had for me, and what we've built and what we're looking to continue to grow with. And then you look at Jasmine Brooks, obviously we just talked about her. Brenna Teets, another girl that, was at West Virginia. I had recruited previously when I was at Alabama. She gets in the transfer portal. This is the only place that she visited. She comes here and has just done a phenomenal. I told her yesterday, she's battling a little bit of an ankle injury right now, and I said, man, I'm really going to miss you because she's just such a good kid. She's funny, she's quirky, she's, just such a good kid, and that's I will say this is one of the most fun years that I've had in a long time just with hanging out with these kids. I mean, they're just a good group of girls, and I think that's what makes this job so enjoyable. The relationships that you build with these girls should last a lifetime, and I've really just been pleased with that. And then Alif Osoy, the arc of her trajectory and every facet, from on the court to off the court as a teammate, everything has just been. She's really peaked in this moment, and I just been so impressed with how well she's handled everything over the course of this season, and just really, it's unfortunate because this is a group that I really care a lot about. I care about them all, don't get me wrong, but this is a group that has really, when you're in the building process and you get a group like this was the first group that really invested in and believed in me and believed in what we were looking to build. I mean, Brenna, Alif, those two in particular, but even Katie, whenever I first got here, Brenna and Alif came here before we had accomplished anything. They committed to this process before we had even had a winning season, before we had an all-conference. But they committed to doing this a long time ago, and so that means a lot to me because it says a lot about their belief in me and what we were trying to get them to do. And that's a pretty sentimental situation. So excited for them to have this senior weekend. It should be a fun weekend, but at the same time, definitely emotional.
Starts this Friday against Alston P at 6 p.m., then Senior Day Sunday against Lipscomb. Two big matches coming up for the Lions. As always, we appreciate the time, Coach. Best of luck. Big stretch coming up for you guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.